Hello and welcome to another game. So this is the start of the September Games of Berkeley tournament. This was a special tournament where we had an alt-art noise available to the top noise players, so I'll talk a little bit about that more. But first I wanted to introduce my co-commentator, which is Saint Lion on Reddit. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having me.
So Lion just kind of messaged me on Reddit and said, I really like your videos and I'd like to co-commentate with you, and that sounded good to me, so we're going to give it a try here. So we have Nasir on the right, I'm playing Nasir, and then we have Eason on the left playing Near Earth Hub. And have you played against either of these IDs?
No, not yet. I've heard about the viciousness of Near Earth Hell, what they call it.
And he has a pretty good start here. He has an AstroScript in hand, so NBN likes to see that.
Yeah, it's coming along nicely. Seems like a basic opening.
Yeah, so he has the Too Good to Be True, and he has an information overload, which is really interesting to see. He's probably going to be trying to get a lot of tags on me. It looks like he put down that Too Good to Be True in that remote.
Do you fear mid-seasons here as Nasir?
Absolutely, yeah. And with Nasir, mid-season is one of my biggest problems. So that's definitely an issue. Okay, hitting a snare off the start.
Well, it's definitely some economy denial, but also some card denial.
Yep, it goes both ways. And he hit a lot of good stuff. So he hit my Black Cat, a Cash, and self-modifying. So
that hurts.
Yeah. And I have the tag and one card. I'm going in again because there's not really a big risk at this point. Good, so I clear out one of the encryption
before its rest. That's good.
Putting a virus token on Nasir there for some reason. Get that fixed. Alright, so he puts down, I think that was the Jackson Howard there in the remote, drawing a pad campaign. So not a lot of ice yet. Makes you wonder how much ice was in this deck.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need that much ice. He seems to be going classic horizontal.
Yep.
Some shell game, making you guess.
And he did not draw his Near Earth Hub card, I don't think, so that's what... Okay, a lot of remote servers, and I think that was the deal that went down there, huh?
He could already be winning. Like he said, not a lot of credits, so that's definitely limiting to him right now.
Yeah, putting down those agendas seems like not a great play, because I could just go get him right now. He's kind of betting on the fact that I'm not going to go check the remotes.
And you don't.
Oh, I get a Too Good to Be True. I don't have credits to clear it, so that could be a problem. Now the question is always, does he have Scorched Earth?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Or remove
yeah,
the
that's
tag?
the question,
that's the big
right?
Question. I think it's the right call here.
Yeah, I decide to just drop some cards. And
also, there could be some dedicated response teams waiting for you with the tag, so...
Yes, I think that I was thinking about that during this game. That's definitely something you have to consider when you're playing this type of deck. And it looks like I am deciding that... Well, I think he could only res one dedicated response team if he has one. What are they? Are there two to res, I think?
I think yes.
He's
still very poor.
Yes,
Ooh.
And he's not resing that ice. Either can't afford to res it or just doesn't want to give me the credits for resing it.
Like at this point, you would have to ask yourself what are those cards if he doesn't res them for economy.
Yes, and there's at least one pad campaign, so I think he's resing that now. Yeah, he didn't have enough credits to res it the last turn.
That is pretty strong against Nasir.
And there is the dedicated response team. Yeah, Nasir, my other problem is definitely trashing high cost assets, like pad campaigns. I often don't have money to do that, so that's a problem.
What you wouldn't give for a World Church now. Like, that one credit.
Oh, the Order of Soul?
Yes.
Is it called a World Church in Germany?
It is a World Church. It says that in the flavor text. And
oh,
you're accessing,
okay.
Like, this should give you a clear indication that it's running a tech-heavy deck.
Yeah, I think I saw the information overload there, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So... Yeah, but I'm already ahead 3-0, so I think at this point I'm feeling pretty good. I'm thinking, you know, he's not really getting the ice up, which is what he really needs. So as long as that's the case, I'm just going to keep going into centrals, and he sneaks through an Astro script.
Choo-choo.
Yeah, he put that one down a while ago, and just let it sit there, and I didn't bother checking it, so now I got to check those other remotes.
You should.
Yeah, I think one of them isn't too good to be true, but...
Yeah, you just have to run those early. I really overestimated them when they came out.
Oh, so score another Beal.
Oh,
and
that looks dire for him.
Yeah, he just, I don't know, I guess he hasn't drawn the ice. Well, he has an Eli in hand, so putting that Eli in front of R&D would be a good play. Looks like that's probably what he's going to be doing.
Yeah, no more fear of mid-season now. This is match point for this year.
Yes, he hasn't drawn mid-season either, so yeah, that's definitely all off the table. But he puts down a city surveillance. Have you played against that card yet?
No, not yet. Like, my meta's very Jinteki, and
I see.
like a lot of HB in Germany.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, I suppose. So the information, or the city surveillance is now res. So now I have to either pay a credit or take a tag, and I'm just deciding.
Yeah, at this point, I think you should pretty much take the tag.
Probably. I think the thing is, I don't want to assume I'm just gonna win. Like, there might not be agendas anywhere in the vicinity of where I am right now. So. I do have a lot of assets in my deck that, or resources in my deck that I depend on. So I'm still trying to avoid tags, but I think that is a fair point. It might have been worth it for me to just kind of start taking tags at that point.
Yeah, I get into the habit of running with my pants on fire, as they call it.
Right.
So going very risky, but the tournament is always different, and you like to play very safe there. I think he's trying to cripple your Nasir ability by not playing ice. I think that's not very valid, because R&D is wide open, and
yeah, he needs to put that Eli in front of R&D. There we go. So there, now the Eli is down, and that'll definitely slow me down.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I do have decent ways of dealing with something like an Eli in the deck. Okay. So I decided to go just check out a remote. It is another city surveillance, so I can't do anything about that now. But it's good to know. And I'm just jumping around, just looking at a bunch of cards.
Keeping him honest.
Yeah, definitely keeping him honest. And I think I just looked at another remote server there off frame, which I believe is something like a pad campaign.
So still iceless running.
Yeah, and no ice res this game yet. You're right, it is a hard counter to Nasir.
I don't know if it works.
Also, I mean, the big, like, so when I first was playing Nasir, I didn't have Data Sucker, and I found that, like, people sometimes wouldn't res ice at strategic times, like, let me into HQ when they didn't have an agenda. But with Data Sucker out, it puts a lot more pressure on them to res ice, which is really what I want them to do. And here is the second City Surveillance up. So that's 10 credits invested in City Surveillance, and I didn't have credits, so I must take a tag.
That is harsh. So he's keeping you poor and giving you tags.
Yes.
I guess that's one way to handle it. Interesting matchup.
And I put a self-modifying code down. I don't have any credits, but if he reses something nasty, I do have one fairy in the deck I could go fetch.
For 2 credits, right?
Yeah, for 2. Oh yeah, but so he would res ice and I'd encounter it, and then I'd gain credits, and then I could use self-modifying code.
Yeah, that should work. That's actually pretty good with him.
Yeah, Fairy is... I think I still have Fairy in the deck in this. I can't remember if I took it out, but yeah, Fairy is really good with Nasir. I've been really happy with Fairy. Okay, so he's... it looks like he probably has another pad campaign resed on the far side down below the frame, so he takes a couple credits at the start of his turn. At this point, what do you do if you're in this position as the Corp? What do you think how do you play out of this?
He's way too poor, and he's not really resting any economy. It's like you would have to probably try to ice up and get into the mid game. He's still stuck in the early game for some reason. And
yeah,
you know, can't close you out. Every data sucker you get is 1 credit, effectively. So he's making you rich. and allowing you to possibly play parasites. It shouldn't have come this far, but it's an interesting way he handles it.
So he's just installing an encryption protocol, drawing another encryption protocol, installing that. So now I can't trash anything. If I had any dreams of trashing anything, that is now off the table. But it's just at the point in the game where I'm just not going to be worried about that. I'm just going for the win at this point.
That is the problem. Like, you could be so focused on stealing that last agenda that you do play mistakes. So this is the way where you really have to focus. This is where you generally make the most mistakes, I think, in a tournament.
Yes, it's very common. Like, I've had so many games recently, especially, where I get up to 5 or 6 points, and then I end up just losing the game. The Corp just makes a great comeback. So.
Oh, he reses. No?
Yep.
Yes.
So he reses the Eli, and this is a really good res for me because I don't have any credits, so I'm gonna get 3, and I can just click through the Eli right now, which I probably will do.
Wonderful.
It's a little risky. Well, it's not too risky because he doesn't have any credits now, so looks like I'm self-modifying. Not sure what I'm gonna go get here. Something that costs 1 credit or less, so maybe I might probably. I don't know. I'm trying. Oh no, I have the Ghost Runner credit, so I could get something for 2 credits. I could get like a Parasite would be my guess. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful play. I would have done the same.
Yeah, so I could just now blow up Eli, which I do.
That data sucker really doing some work for you.
Yeah, definitely. It also combos really well with the stealth breakers, which I have. I have quite a lot of stuff. So yeah, the data sucker. If you don't have the stealth credits out, a lot of them can benefit from data sucker. Data sucker just a great general utility card.
Yes, and it's not even nerfed by the Lotus Field if you use it with the stealth breakers, because there's always a way out. So I think he's playing very cautiously, but I don't see him winning this. With
he
R&D
also
being wide open and having to rest new ice, it's hard.
Right, and the ice he has in his hand, he has a rainbow, so that's a decent one to play right now on R&D. But he wouldn't have credits to res it, so R&D is going to be open for at least 1 more turn. I guess he would have credits. Yeah, he has the pad campaigns. So
also
the rainbow.
Drawing an NAPD, which is pretty good against Nasir, like a poor Nasir.
Yeah, definitely. Something to point out that the Ghost Runner credits, I've been really happy with Ghost Runner. It's in the deck because, Nasir likes to have some credits that aren't affected by his ability just in case. And they're stealth credits, and they combo with Aesops, which I have in the deck. But yeah, a lot of people don't really expect you to use the Ghost Runner credits for things like stealing an NAPD, which you can totally do.
Ah, that's interesting. Yes, I've never thought about it like this. That's what I. Ooh.
Wrap around.
Strength 7.
I could definitely parasite it if I had a parasite I could dump on it. But that's not so efficient. All right, going into HQ, and let's see if I could pull that NAPD. I do. So that is the game. So there, I might have known that was going to happen, huh?
Well played.
Yeah, so I did have the Ghost Runner cards. I'm just explaining, yeah, that you can use those on the run. So that is the game.
Rules lawyer, GG.
Yeah, rules lawyer. Yeah, he had the Astro script. I mean, I think a few things went wrong for him. Like he either didn't have the ice in his deck, or he didn't try. Like he didn't have enough ice. On top of that, he didn't get another 3-2 agenda in his hand, which he could have just scored out with the Astro script. And he didn't get any operation. Yeah, none of his operation econ. He had 3 sure gambles in there that he didn't hedge funds. I mean, that he didn't get to play.
But I think like the way he played it was all right. It's one way to play against Nasir. The other one is just play normally, but it just didn't go well for him. There were some lucky accesses and so on.
Yes. No, that's definitely true. Okay, so that is the first game. We'll move into the second game here, but I'm going to stop this recording and split it up. So that'll be it for now, and we'll see you in the next recording.
Bye.